Layer styles are powerful tools you can use to add realism or special effects to your graphics, but with a little creativity, you can get some unique results, like this circular collage effect created using only drop shadows. How did I do it? Well, let's find out together. So here we are in Photoshop, and I have this model layer and a solid color adjustment below it. If you want to follow along with this tutorial, you can click the link in the description in order to download this photo. And so the first thing I'm going to do is to add a circle. So I'm going to go over here to the ellipse tool, and I'm going to add a circle on her face area. It doesn't matter what color. I'm going to hold Alt and Shift to get some perfect proportions. And let's do about right there. I might want to move it over some. So let me let's hide the layer for a minute. Let's bring this above the model, bring it like right there, okay? So now, if I were to create a clipping mask, right? If I were to hold Alt or Option on the Mac and click between the model layer and the ellipse layer, I would clip the model to that layer, right? So any effects that I add to this circle are just going to be added on like additions to the circle itself. So let's add some drop shadows. As you can see, these drop shadows are not affecting the actual model layer. But let me show you something. If we were to remove that clipping mask, let's hold Alt, let's click that again. Let's click on the ellipse layer and press Control or Command G to group that. And then let's clip that model to the group itself. So what's going to happen now is that Photoshop is going to tell, you're telling Photoshop to clip this model layer to everything that's visible inside of that group, no matter if it's another layer or if it's just a layer style or effect. So let's go back to that ellipse layer and let's double click it and let's add a drop shadow. As you can see, the model layer is showing through where the drop shadow is being applied. So if I were to drag this drop shadow around, you will see parts of the picture showing up. Now, what's cool about this is that you can change the effect of the shadow by increasing the spread, increasing or decreasing the spread, increasing or decreasing the size of the shadow, and then of course playing around with the distance, which we can do just by dragging this around. So you also have this noise slider, and without any noise you just have this kind of regular effect. But if you were to add some noise, it's going to add some grain, and it's more prominent around the edges. So I just want a little bit of noise, and I'm going to put this over there and increase the size and increase the spread some. So maybe something like that. And you can also play around with this opacity. So let's say the further away from the model it gets, these shadows get, the less opacity they're going to have. So let's put this one to 55. And what I'm going to do, let's first delete these drop shadows. I'm going to show you something. So I had my first drop shadow. If I were to click this plus icon right here, it'll add a new drop shadow layer below that. So if I click on that and then I drag this, let's say over here, let's just move this. Let's move this over some. So let's move the model over here, just so you can really see this. Okay, so let's click our second drop shadow. And I'm going to, let's see, bring the opacity down to maybe 40%. Whoops, not 440. 40%. And then I'm going to create another drop shadow. I'm going to bring the opacity down to 30%. Then create one more. Maybe right here. Bring it down to 20%. and then create one more and bring it. Well, it's already fading away because that part of the picture is dark. So let's be satisfied with that right there. Now, what's cool also is that if you come back to this ellipse layer and press Control or Command T, you can move around and resize this circle. So if you make it bigger, all of the other circles get bigger because they're being controlled by that ellipse layer. You can even resize these and get all types of effects. So let's just come back in the center. I'm going to undo that. But as you can see, you can get some powerful effects just by using a layer that's inside of a group and clipping another layer to it. And also, if you were to add shapes to this group, so let's say, for example, I wanted to add some text. And let's add something bold. So I'm going to go to Acumen, Variable Concept, and let's use their Ultra Black. And let's add some text that says girl, or something like that. Now, the picture is going to show through this text wherever you put it. Let's say you put it right there. So any shapes or text or anything you add to this group, the model layer is going to shine through it. So just a fun little way to use layer effects and drop shadows. You can experiment with this in your own graphics and let me know what cool things you come up with. Anyway, this has been Jay Foster Designs. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment below letting me know how you're going to use this in your own graphics. Hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss my next videos and tutorials coming up. And let me know what you would like to see a tutorial about in the future. So anyway, until next time, take chances, make mistakes, and create something incredible.